How's it going, guys? I got some TCGO for you against a guy by the name of No Fear here. I'm using the same deck that I've been using for the past couple videos. Let me know if you guys are good for one more with this deck after this, or if you want to go back to seeing the other decks. I'll probably try to sketch out a new deck sometime this week and get it to you by next week. But for now, if it's... What am I trying to say? If you want to see this deck, let me know. And then if you want to see something else, also let me know. That would be fantastic. I have time to record on Wednesday or Thursday morning, that kind of thing. So, yeah. Anyways, guy's name is No Fear here, and he's running a Zeal variant, which is kind of similar to mine, but not really. You'll kind of see why. But I'm going to go ahead and use Level Ball, get Relicanth. This match was taken back when I was still fairly new using this deck, so I go ahead and get Relicanth and put it down when the best thing to either do is to get 2 Relicanths and put down one of them and Prehistoric Wisdom the other one, or to leave Relicanth in my deck, period, and see it off with a Mew, because it doesn't really have a whole lot of benefit being in the hand unless you can Prehistoric Wisdom it out. And I have a nasty habit of just pulling it whenever I need it, just because I know that I need it in the Lost Zone, when in reality it should 6 out of 10 times just stay in the deck, and then that's where I can get it from, because you can't see off stuff from your hand. But as you can see, he's running Pikachu, which is something I actually don't see that often when it comes to Zeal. Nobody likes running it, even though Raichu's pretty cool, but he's not running the Raichu I am. He's running the one with the Poke Power. I'll zoom in on that in a little bit, but for now I do get a Pokemon Collector. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is get myself 3 Mews, I believe. 3 Mews sounds about right. Now, the cool thing about this deck is because I do run Riolu in it, Lucario is automatically the biggest threat to his deck just because of the type weaknesses. So I don't even need to get a whole bunch of things into the Lost Zone. As soon as I can get 2 things in there, I can KO anything on his side of the field with Lucario, which is what makes this deck kind of cool. But I'm going to go ahead and put 1 energy on Riolu just to get it out of there. But before I retreat, I'm going to go ahead and pick something to what am I doing? To, Prehistoric Wisdom out. I guess I'm going out to Relicanth. That makes more sense, because I'm level balling, and as I mentioned, I can't see off from my deck. I don't think any of the Mews have any energy, so no, they don't. So I guess I'm going out to Relicanth as soon as he wants to click the screen. He was very bad about doing that, and a lot of my opponents were that weak, which is really discouraging when you get somebody that isn't current with the clicks on the screen that they need to be making. But I draw into 3 cards, so I could Prehistoric Wisdom off the Zoroark, or I could use Pokegear if I don't really like my card that I draw next, which is going to be whatever. But there's the Poke Power Raichu, which some people think I should use. It's got a retreat cost of 1, and you know, that's kind of bad, but actually, I don't know. I'm kind of looking at it. The Poke Power is as often as you like, you can move an electric energy on the field to it. So it's not that it really has that much of a problem retreating in that kind of deck at all. I've been really on the fence about it, and you do 20 more damage, but I believe you need 1 more energy to attack. So I guess the other Raichus get set up quicker. I don't know, but they miss out on a little bit of damage. So those have a little bit more HP, and you can't level ball this Raichu. So they have their ups and downs, I suppose. But I'm going to go ahead and N out for new hand, just because I guess I don't really like it. Turns out I drawn a Zoroark again anyway. So on this turn, I can go ahead and go for the Prehistoric Wisdom, and I believe I'm going to put a Lucario in there just so my Mews can start using Dimensional Sphere. And I have like 2 more in that deck. I think I'm running 4-3 or 3-3 on that line. So it's not that big a deal if 1's in there. If anything, I prefer for 1 to be in there just so it powers up any of the rest that I might potentially get up. And then Mew benefits from it too. So he's going to put some energy on the Regigigas. I do have Crushing Hammers in this deck, so as soon as he brings this thing in, I believe he's going to knock it out with his first attack, which does 60, but if you do the 20 more, you can do 20 to yourself. He just doesn't want me doing this shit anymore, just because he probably recognizes what I'm doing. But the cool thing is I do have something. What is he doing? He's going into Mew to kill it off, because he knows he doesn't need to do the thing to do any more damage with the thing and the stuff. So, Mew's gone. Not a big deal. I do have a super rod. I mean, I lost out on a prism energy, but it means I get to use twins and stuff now, so that's kind of cool and shit. But I'm going to go for the junk arm right now and then toss those things in there. I don't really care too much about that, but I'm getting the level ball for Lucario. Plus, I can go ahead and go for the super rod to put everything back in the deck, so it's all good. But level ball to get myself the Lucario. I don't know if I super rod right now, immediately after evolving it. I do know that I have a DCE. And I have a black belt, which is going to boost my damage output by 40. So, I'm going to go ahead and put some things back in my deck. I don't really need more than one Chinchino going on my deck, since I'll draw into it when I draw into it. And Dimensional Sphere is actually going to put it at the point. This is one of the things I was talking about, where you can use black belt to get the drop on people, especially with EX cards floating around. It can get some surprise kills, and because of that, it gets me 2 prices on that turn. And I also draw into a Grass Energy as well as a Professor Oak, so I can power up a Mew, discard an energy from something on that side of the field, and switch out for free. And then there's just a lot of things I can use in this hand and then get myself into a new hand. So after killing that thing off, I'm in a pretty good spot just because I got type advantage too. But that Raichu's going to come onto the field, and I don't think there's enough energy on the field anyway. I mean, he can put one, and then he can put one down from his hand. And then Raichu's voltage increase will move him off of Zekrom onto him. And then I believe he can kill me off at that point. But you discard all electric energies, I believe, attached to Raichu. So if you had like I'm trying to think about, you could just put a different kind of energy and then that would work out, I guess. I'm trying to see what he's doing. So he puts that down. Zekrom now has 3. And I guess he wants Zekrom in here more badly than he does Raichu, so he's going to go ahead and junk arm out and get himself a switch. And then that will actually take out my Lucario and power up his Outrage slightly to the point where it can kill off each of my Mews as they come in. So that's actually a pretty good play in itself. One could say that it's arguably better than just killing me off with a Raichu, because he doesn't have a lot of energy floating around at the moment, and to put it on Zekrom and to still be able to do stuff after is probably going to be the thing to keep his tempo going. So he's going to go ahead and go for the Bolt Strike, a little bit of an overkill, that's okay, and take me out, and all of a sudden the score is tied up. But I have him a little more wary about putting down EXs that are weak to fighting, just because he knows what they can do at this point. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in a Mew anyway, put down a Riolu, and then put a Grass Energy down on that guy. It doesn't make any sense to go for the Crushing Hammer at this point, just because, you know, I'm going to end up killing him off on this turn if I can get a couple more basics. And if I can get a couple more basics. But I'm going to go ahead and go for the Professor Oak's New Theory, just to see if I can draw into any cool energies, I guess. And I draw into another Grass Energy, which is kind of cool. And I believe I can't kill him off on this turn, because I was kind of banking on the fact that I would draw into some more basics, but I don't. So what I can do from here is... fuck, I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm counting to see how much I have in the discard pile. And Dimensional Sphere is only at 70, Mass Attack is only at 70. So the best thing I can do is go for the Crushing Hammer on the Zekrom. And then he has to put down an energy on the thing on the one turn. And I'm going to go for a Leaf Guard just so Outrage does not kill me off on the next turn. And I can't kill Electric off with a Mass Attack at this point anyway, so that's probably the best thing I can do. Unless he were to send in Raichu, and then Voltage increase, and then that would be my ass. But I do have a double colorless to power up either a Mew or Riolu, and then if I really start running out of pokes, I can bring in a Relicanth again. I don't want to, but if I have to, I will. I do have a switch for that. So he's going to go ahead and Junk Arm, and I don't remember what he's Junk Arming out for, but he put Regigigas in there just because he's really wary of that. But notice that he now no longer has any cards going on in his hand, and that's actually going to help me a lot, because he can't catch or anything out, he can't switch anything out. I could Junk Arm out these things and kill off his Electric and completely kill his energy momentum, just because I do have one. I do have a catcher in the discard pile and everything. But when the fuck did he get that extra energy on it? Whatever, I guess I wasn't paying attention. But there's Raichu doing some Raichu things, just getting an energy on it. And I believe he goes for another Bolt Strike just to bypass the Leaf Guard. So, cool thing is that puts him in KO range to Dimensional Sphere. And I draw into a Pokemon Collector. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So, get myself 2 Mews and a Cleffa. And I don't remember if I end up catchering in that Electric or whatever. It's a very tempting option right now, just so I can have the free turn to shuffle out my hand. But then again, like I said, he really doesn't have anything in his hand, so I can afford to send in Cleffa right now and take that chance. There's no guarantees that I'll draw into another switch. That would be the play I would have made right now, or should have made right now, but I guess I just go for a Dimensional Sphere and take him out. And I'm trailing slightly behind as I just caught up to 3-3. But cool thing is he doesn't have any more attackers on the field other than Raichu. So after this thing gets enough energy to take me out, as you can see, well, he's typing something, I think. I don't know. But he draws into an Oak, and I'm like, God damn it, there is that master plan I had going down the drain. I really hope he doesn't draw into anything cool. He can't power it up with the Electric just because it's in the active. A lot of people think you can do that. You can't. Electric only lets you put electric energy on the benched. Just the benched. So he gets the 1 energy, but what he can do is he can put an energy on a bench Pokemon and use Voltage Increase to move it up to him. So Raichu is very self-sufficient in that manner, in that if there's not enough energy on him, but there's enough energy on the bench, it's not a fucking problem at all. And with Electric, you can use that to happen very quickly, very easily. It doesn't really even need to retreat that often. As long as there's a lot of energy on the field, there's no problem running Raichu Prime. So, been thinking about it. I like running the regular one for now just because it only takes 2 to T-Bolt, and you don't need that energy shit going on. But I'm going to put down a Cleffa, and what are we at? We are at 3-2. His lead slightly, but I get twins, so that's kind of cool. What am I going for? I'm going for Lucario and a DCE? Maybe? No? Am I? What am I even getting? I have no idea. A Lucario makes sense, just because I can Junk Arm out some things and then kill off the Zekrom, or the other thing, I believe. I don't remember. What the fuck am I getting? I should oh, you know what? I'm getting something else because I have Level Ball to get Lucario with, so it would be kind of a waste. But, oh my god. Okay, so DCE goes on Rio. Yeah, I'm a fucking smart cookie. I'm so glad I made that play when I was playing it, because if I was playing it right now, I would have just used Twins to get Lucario, admittedly. It's kind of early. But, gonna go ahead and Junk Arm out the Cleffa and the Mew, and, no, Cleffa and Switch, just because I think maybe I'll need Mew for later. But, get myself a catcher, and I'm going to catcher in, I believe I'm going to catcher in, this is Electric. That way he can stop pulling energy from the discard pile. And I've basically killed that thing, and the amount of energy he's going to get on the field is cut in half. It doesn't look like he has any more going for him. So, I think it takes a while to decide what he's going to do next. So I'm looking at the Sony Vegas track, and there is a pretty big chunk. So I'm going to check and see if there's anything coming up after this. Okay, so after like 15 seconds, he decides to send in his Cleffa, and then after like 45 to a minute more after that, he finally decides to eke out, wakes up, and he kind of realizes that he's fucked at that point, and I believe he scoops shortly after, because I'm going to put down a Mew, go for Oak, and then I guess maybe that's intimidating or some shit like that. I don't know. But Crushing Hammer, just to fucking be a dick, and then here's where he scoops. So that's the game. 2-2. He decided he didn't want to play anymore just because Raichu and Zekrom were running really dry, and he had no way to get them powered up in time, since they both require 3 to do any lasting damage. So that's the game. If you guys enjoyed it, you're welcome to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, let me know if you'd like to see this deck next, or if you'd like to see one of my other ones, and then I'll just probably upload the best game I get with any of them, and I do that batch recording thing and whatnot, where I record a bunch of games with the other decks. So that's what we got going on for today, and I will see you guys tomorrow.